Okay, sweet.
Desmond Patman, Mike Pittman.
Price check on
They'll all be
Vegiclean.
rotating the.
Price check on Vegiclean.
They
Price
actually,
check on Campbell's slot receiver soup, please.
I've taken.
they've actually said expect the Colts to like have a lot of receiver like rotation, like fresh legs every other play.
How many? Okay, do you think that's? I've seen a couple of teams go to that in recent years. Do you think that's a trend that starts up? Is because obviously running back by committee starting to be a thing. What about receiver by committee?
I think it also just kind of goes
Like one
with,
lead receiver and then just a bunch of like what the Rams tried to do Thursday night with doing Cooper Kupp and the other white
His
boys on the
decoys?
side.
Yeah.
Yep. They won't know them.
The Niners
Just give
have
them
always
really
kinda-
long, hard, complicated Polish last names.
The Niners have always kind of done that too. I saw it last year a bit when Ayuk was in the doghouse, but you had Debo as the running receiver, the wide back,
Yep.
whatever, and then there was always it was Ayuk, Juwan Jennings. Who's that third guy that we let go of? I don't remember. But
Kendrick Bourne?
What?
Kendrick Bourne?
Yeah, Kendrick Bourne. Sorry.
I just remember that because last night he scored a bullshit 90-yard touchdown on us in Madden. I was playing the Raiders. And the cornerback storyline is you are now a old cornerback from the Patriots who was underutilized. And I'm like, perfect. Let's go with McDaniels to Vegas. And so we're playing the Patriots. And Kendrick Bourne juices Trevon Mullen on the other side because I'm a shutdown.
But yeah,
and
like-
juice him for 90 yards. And we won 54-7.
Like all of a sudden, Jimmy would launch some great pass and it would move us 30 yards upfield. And like, who the fuck caught that?
Kendrick Bourne for the 30-yard completion.
Yeah.
Bourne, that is his 7th catch of the year. He has 7 catches for 280 yards for an average reception of 40 yards per reception. It's pretty impressive there, Tom.
And now we're like we had the joint practice with Minnesota, and every single receiver on our roster, I think, from 1 through 5, burned Patrick Peterson, all the way up to our wide receiver 4 rookie.
Dude's old.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
about to
yeah.
say, give Pat a break, though.
He
He's
wouldn't have
he's
hit-
there
he
to
wouldn't have
mentor.
hit a prime Pete.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, he's there to mentor at this point. He's there to mentor, play some slot. Honestly, I've been endorsing the Patrick Peterson to safety move for a long time. I think he and Harry the Hitman would be fantastic back there.
I made sure to make note of the Minnesota's cornerback situation because I got something to bring up when we get to fantasy talk.
Oh yeah, we're just kind of bullshitting now. I think 9:10 will actually kick off the show, and then we'll try to speed round through everything so we can. Actually, you know, we should probably get into this. We have Rick here for only a short period of time, so let's pull up the itinerary that I spent my boring week at work making. This is what free time gets you: a bunch of bullshit on some paper. All right, gentlemen, we're going to talk. We're just going to kind of kick this one right in the dick here. We'll talk like picks, predictions a little bit, probably cut it more around to when you leave Rick. But let's talk about Thursday night. We can't start the NFL season with talking about it already starting. To summarize, for those of you who were in a cave or in a coma or coming off of a 48-hour ER shift, much like Grey's Anatomy, Buffalo waffle stomped the Rams. I don't think it was as close as the 21-point difference told. I think the Rams had a couple of lucky turnovers in the first half, but Buffalo they looked like they had 13 seconds just replaying all offseason in their brain, and they came out in midseason form. So I guess Siglin, he's kind of in the phone, so we're going to kick it to Rick first, and then we will circle back to you, buddy. I guess what was your impression Thursday night of the league going forward? What's your overreaction? Let's just call it that. It's week 1. What is your overreaction?
Sean McVay's worst coaching, arguably, of his career. I was horrible. Cam Akers not even touching the ball, basically.
Yeah. Who was all Cam Akers owners here in fantasy, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this a support group at this point?
Yeah, like
I don't
so
have 'em.
frustrating. I mean, not just that. I mean,
You could have though. I
No.
sent the offer.
also, what did Allen Robinson get 1 catch? I mean,
That's right. You have him in literally
Yeah,
the
targeted
Fishing Elephant
twice.
League.
That's what-
The
Dog
Fishing
shit.
Elephant League.
Had him
Man,
starting.
well, why would you? I mean, both of those guys just didn't get. I don't know what they were doing. I mean, I get Cup is Cup, but like, and then yeah,
Well, he's the only person who balled out. Trust me, I had Stafford and Cup going for a double dip.
And even Higbee was a disappointment.
Stafford, I'm not surprised. Stafford has these games. He's Matt Stafford.
He wasn't too
I
bad.
wonder if that elbow
No.
is something that they're acting like it's not something that they're. Remember, he had the little elbow deal.
I read a report that they're downplaying it, and it's a lot worse than they're
That's
letting
what I'm thinking too.
say.
Yeah, 'cause
Honestly-
there was a report that came out like a week ago that was like, nope, Stafford said he's great, good to go,
Oh, yeah, he
perfect.
said that.
Like, oh yeah, of course.
So, but
Dude played with a dislocated shoulder.
Yeah.
I was about to say, let's remember this
Dude,
is
he's
Matt
Brett
Stafford.
Favre tough.
I'm just saying that if you notice that
Facts.
3 or 4 of those of his bad passes all sailed on him high, and a lot of times elbows can do that.
Oh, yeah.
So I have a feeling that there's something there, and he's
Yeah, I put in a call to James Andrews, who's my elbow guy. You might know him down there in Montgomery, Alabama. Sorry, I'm a little bit low here. Let's put me up here so people can see my shitty
But yeah,
haircut.
so that's, I don't know. Akers and Robinson not being involved whatsoever was just asinine to me.
I know.
That blew my mind.
Allen Robinson, that was I'm gonna shovel this one off to and a poor level at that, but just getting acclimated to the offense, just getting a star receiver in. Obviously, I don't think you want to game plan against around anybody who's new in an offense, but to the level of 2 targets, I think you want to get him involved a little bit more.
A little bit.
Wouldn't Cup have like 16 targets or
Oh,
something?
the offense.
Yeah.
Did you see how many times Higbee was targeted, but he only had 5 catches? It was like 13 or 14. It was,
Yeah, in our league, I have a couple of Rams players. I have once again the Stafford Cup combo. I have Higbee on my bench at tight end. He got our league scoring's a little warped, so he got obviously in an average league probably like 6-7 points. In our league, he got 10.
right.
But yeah, Cup had a 30-point game for me, and then once again, our scoring is a little different. I do negative points for quarterback sacks in the Fishing Elephant League on top of quarterback hits and interceptions, but more positive points for the passing stats, so Stafford finished with 10 points when he was projected 30. But Cup was projected 19, and he finished with 30, so
Yes.
we're almost balanced off there.
For those of you that are in that league, thanks for letting Cup slip to me. That's great.
Oh, yeah, and the Thunderdome, my ultimate crack baby project, that one's something. Yeah, we have a, 18 starters. Another 13, 14 on the bench. Yeah, you're in that one too, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who I had from that game.
I can't remember who I'll have. Our rosters are like stupid because we have 2 D-line, 2 linebacker, 2 cornerback, and then 2 flex IDP,
Yep.
and then 11 total offensive
I
players.
know I had Tremaine Edmonds, and maybe I started.
I started Vaughn. He got me 50.
Yeah,
Maybe I started AD.
that was a,
Yeah, dude.
that's
Vaughn
another
was
thing.
nasty in
That's
there.
another thing we need to talk about. Oh my God, Vaughn had a game.
Jesus,
Oh, yeah.
dude, he
Are we
was
surprised,
balling.
though?
Balling.
Vaughn looked good.
Vaughn at this point, and who was it? I think I can't remember. It was someone from fucking ESPN, and I thought my initial reaction was this is stupid, but I actually thought about it and it made sense. And they called him like the Mariano Rivera for the Buffalo Bills. That's why they brought him in. I'm like, that's a that's a baseball reference. That's stupid. But then I thought about it. Really, like, pass rushers are closers. Like, who are the closers on each side of the ball? Your pass rushers and your quarterbacks, your most important people. Your point guard, your shortstop, your power hitter. It's the fucking D end, edge rusher, and the quarterback. And so, and who else closes? Like Vaughn. I mean, who are clutch moment just comes through like Vaughn. I mean, Tanner, we kind of keep running over you. So for the guy who's blending in with the back of the screen here, I guess your opinions on Vaughn Thursday night and just overall, where do you think he goes this year? I mean, at 34, is he still elite?
Well.
I mean,
week
on a
one is
consistent
any
basis,
indication-
for all season, not just week 1 or in the Super Bowl.
Well, he's pretty old. He's gonna slow down a little bit, but he's gonna keep getting those opportunities because he's there. If he keeps getting those one-on-ones like that, he's gonna eat. Like, hands down, no question about it. And what was his contract? Like 4 or 5 years?
Oh, jeez.
6 years, yeah.
6 year, 120 million. I was shocked.
And he's
The
what?
Cowboys were going to get him, and then the Bills came in.
He's 31,
There
32.
was talks. I mean,
It's just crazy.
even as a Raiders fan, my ultimate hope was for him to go back to Denver. So what's up, Josh Lowe, Broncos country, let's ride. Also, my mom says
Let's
Skol for Vikings Nation there. Obviously, Tanner's hating that today.
Babu.
It's the twice a year that my parental household becomes a war zone because my stepdad Eric is a Packers fan and my mother is from the great city of Minneapolis, in the Apple Valley area specifically, and Eric's from Wisconsin. So I mean, twice a year, obviously NFC North matchup, it gets pretty heated there. That's why we have the Cowboys and the Niners fans sitting next to each other. We have Siglin over here because there's no Jaguars fans that we know of to come sit next to him.
Thank God.
Hey, I know.
Are there any Jaguars fans we don't know of?
I know a Texans fan.
I used to know a Jaguars fan, but then he switched to being a Rams fan. So, what's up, Broccoli?
Is he a Jalen Ramsey fan?
Yes, yeah, actually, yeah. Brock is a Jalen Ramsey fan. Ooh,
The biggest Jalen Ramsey.
Are there any Jalen Ramsey fans we know of?
Yeah.
There is one thing I wanted to talk about that game too. Josh Allen running like that when they're up 21 points.
Ooh.
Man, like, what was he thinking?
But
Best-
his touchdown run was awesome.
Best it's not a GIF, obviously. It was a TikTok, but I saw it on Instagram from this meme page I follow. It's called The Gains, so go follow them. The Gains underscore on Instagram. But what was it? It was seeing Josh Allen do that run, and then it cut to the Stone Cold Steve Austin from the longest yard. That's how a white man runs the football. and then I died laughing at that. I was like, God damn it, because it's true. Like, what's it like? Lamar Jackson. I mean, yeah, there's a weight difference there. What's the difference between what Lamar and Josh do? That's my side point, but
That's fair.
fucking. But yo, like that run though, the Air Jordan and everything, like that is now Josh Allen's logo.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's your trademark right there, fam.
Just
What's up,
extend
Freeman?
it.
What's up, Kylie? Fellow fishing elephant family here. So what's up, guys? But yeah, I don't know, Siglin. We'll kind of kick it around to you, and then we'll start talking about the games for this week here. Try to get some flow going here. But I guess Thursday, what was your kind of final takes on the rest of the game there?
The Bills, nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. They were going off. The Bills were. Gabe Davis did everything that we talked about in our initial draft. We were like, he is the next one to pop off. He went off. He had those grabs. He even made Jalen.
He's only been a
look like
sleeper
bit.
for 6 months now.
Yeah.
I think I think his coming
No,
to
I
game
know,
was
yeah.
the 4 touchdown against Kansas City.
He was the point where like you'd still like loosely classify him as a sleeper because he's not certified because he had the one postseason game. But I'm pretty sure postseason success we see now translates fairly well when you're running over the same
Yeah,
system.
between Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis now, I think Buffalo's looking at a serious upgrade, looking at the quarterback situation, to what Minnesota had between Thielen and Diggs as just a savage fucking wide receiver combo. And it's going to go far.
But at least Diggs is, like gassing up the young pup because he told everybody, he's like, if you're a fantasy football owner, draft Gabe Davis.
Yeah. By the way, side note, Diggs, I don't know if anyone here saw the video of Diggs hollering around at the LA fans. Savage.
Dude, Stephon Diggs got that dog in him. Like,
He goes out and watches.
Dog.
the
He
award
turned around and
ceremony.
he was on the bench. I think it might have been right after his touchdown or something. He was on the bench and he turned around and he was just pointing his fingers at the fans and he was like, "I've been telling y'all, I'm that fucking man. I'm that man."
he is, though. I mean,
Yeah.
he's proven it time and time again. And I think what the ultimate legacy builder is
Dude was underrated at Maryland.
oh, easily should not have been a 4th-round pick, and we saw that year 1.
Yeah.
I mean, he blew up as a rookie, and it's been Stephon Diggs being Stephon Diggs ever since. He's just, and there's nothing that really he himself flashes as a player, and I'll kick to Rick after I'm kind of done talking here because I felt like I've ignored him for a second. But with Diggs, I don't think he himself is a flashy player, but I don't think there's anything you can really look at as there is one pinpoint attribute. Like for Devontae Adams, for instance, it's his route running. You know what I mean? Or for Tyreek, it's his elusiveness and his movement ability. Mm-hmm. Diggs just kind of is great to elite, and there's not really one thing that stands up above the other. His route running's there. He's great after the catch. He's phenomenal with his hands and body movement and positioning around the ball. There's not really a weakness or anything that overtly stands out because he's just so polished. I mean, I guess first Stephon Diggs, having his brother on your team. Do you guys play Buffalo this year? Do you guys have the Brother Bowl?
No, we don't then this year. But the thing of it is everyone talks smack about Trayvon because he gets burnt every once in a while, but he also makes.
He's the Jameis Winston of cornerbacks.
But I had all the people that talk smack about him. A lot of them are Rams fans for some reason, so I had some fun on Thursday. Because Jalen Ramsey is the quote-unquote best corner in the league, according to everybody. I don't believe that, but he gets burned a lot. Michael Gallup proved that a couple years ago, too, on that one that they called him an offensive press interference.
I don't think he's ever, for me, he's never been like the number 1 certified best, but he's always been a Pro Bowl, elite level cornerback. But the best, we're talking like Darrelle Revis guys, no off days. No off days. Cornerbacks like that, though, like Sherm, all due respect, Sherm talked that talk. Yeah. And there was a couple times he got his. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it finally came back around, bit him in the ass. Doesn't mean he's not elite, but sometimes you have those fucking games. And I think Diggs is the same way. I think Jalen Ramsey's the same way. Great cornerbacks, but also more high risk, high reward style of play.
Like I don't know. I'm love-hate with Sherm because when he came in and the energy he brought to our defense and our team as a whole, loved it. And the energy he's still
You're sitting FanDuels right now, motherfucker. I'm gonna kick your ass.
about to do the same thing. The energy he's been bringing back to the Niners since he left, like now hyping up Trey, hyping up our defense, saying that if the Niners win the Super Bowl this year, Kyle better hit him with a ring and
Redeemed.
all that shit. I love Sherm, but I also like he did. He talked that talk and he ate it on the Super Bowl stage of all stages. Granted, we all know the wide receiver core that the Niners played, but fuck.
Still,
on.
I mean, yeah. If you're gonna talk the shit, you get yours. You got to deal with the smoke that comes back your way. Sometimes trifold.
Yeah.
Dude, but what did I say about Troy Hill?
Oh, Troy Hill coming back to the Rams though was a great move, and he seemed to be probably the best player on that Rams defense, bar Aaron Donald,
He
obviously.
was the number one PFF slot corner the year that he was on the Rams before he got paid by the Browns. Like, the dude's a dog.
Oh yeah.
I wanted the Raiders to pick him up last year, in the offseason, like when we were looking at like cornerbacks, and obviously we went Casey Hayward, worked out great in Gus Bradley's system, but Troy Hill was younger, so I was like, well, we should pick up Troy Hill. I
Speaking
love
of
that.
Corners, the Bills' defense looked that good without Tre'Davious White.
Also, side note too, yeah, them,
Two rookie corners.
no, them starting their 6th-rounder from Villanova over Kyer Elam.
Benford.
Yeah, Benford had that dog in him because even when he matched up with Cup didn't have as many yards after the catch. I noticed when he did line up with Benford, but obviously they moved Cooper Kupp everywhere. He found his slots. I mean,
He gets open.
yeah. 9:15 though, we're gonna go ahead and kick off. We've talked enough of the games that's already happened. Let's start off with the early games, gentlemen. We are now into week 1 of the NFL season. We're going to start kind of going around. Rick, I'm going to start with you on these ones, just because I know you are scoot-deedling after a second here. But first game we're going to be talking about, New Orleans is a 5.5-point favorite versus Atlanta. The over-under for that game is 43, and America is overwhelmingly picking New Orleans with a 69%
Nice.
favor. Nice.
I think Jameis is going to have a really good game today.
Jameis is one of my fantasy sleepers. We'll talk that, but
I'll take the Saints 38-24.
That receiving course scary underrated. And that video of him explaining football from this weekend. You put Olave here. Nah, Thomas at the X. He gonna do this. Don't matter. Speed's they're gonna get it.
I think Olave.
Michael Irvin was on some shit this morning. I love when Michael Irvin's like so pumped up that you can't even understand him half the time. And and the best part too is the other cast of NFL Good Morning is nothing but old white coaches and players. So they're just like sitting over there. They're like, I caught like a quarter of that.
It's called cocaine.
Yep. Oh yeah, cocaine is a hell of a drug, gentlemen.
It's a hell of a drug.
It's Michael Irvin's drugs since like the early 90s.
Jarvis is playing too, right?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
And Thomas might be.
Yeah, shout out to
Thomas is playing.
yeah, shout
he
out
is?
to
Yeah,
Landry going back home. Old LSU boy popping back down to New Orleans, you know.
I know Dallas didn't sign him.
That would have been a good pickup there.
That would have been a saucy pickup because I feel like you guys could have used that more a veteran 2. Let CD go to the number 1 and then get a veteran 2 or 3 to go next to Gallup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Gallup's a 2. Sorry, but he's a 2. Like he's a great 2, but he's had his chances, his injury games like Amari and CD to prove he's a 1. Not that dude, but he's a 2A.
Yeah.
I'll give him 2A. I think like a third receiver, like even bring him. Fuck. Let's call this one. Let's go back. Let's reach in the bucket a little bit. Bring back Cole Beasley for a season.
I don't know why no one signed him. That's really
Yeah, there's no vaccine mandates in Dallas. Y'all are good.
Wait,
Dude.
what? I thought he stayed with Buffalo for a year.
Nope.
No.
Oh no, they got Khalil Shakir, Isaiah McKenzie now.
McKenzie.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
Yeah. But it seemed they could have used Cole in a couple of times because the slots were a little loose with the ball. I will say it was both a slot receiver that caused both of Josh Allen's interceptions, both the one that was fumbled and the Troy Hill just hella lurk, which I don't think either is Josh Allen's fault. Troy Hill made a hell of a play on the ball. The other one was literally a bobbled pass by the receiver that was an interception. But
Oh shit, that's another thing we didn't talk about with that game. James Cook.
we'll get on that one. We'll get on that one. But actually, we'll get back to where we were talking here because we kind of bunny trail off. New Orleans with their receiving core. Rick, 5.5 points. Honestly, this is a game where I'm going to hammer New Orleans, but I'm also probably harder going to hammer the over of 43 points. I think Atlanta's getting slept on because they're weak defensively, but Marcus Mariota, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, that could do some damage.
They're gonna have to score to try to. They're not gonna.
Oh, I don't think they win,
But
but
trash, so they're not able to stop the New Orleans offense. So 43 is the over-under.
Yeah.
I think it's a 60.
You still have AJ Terrell though.
But
That's it, though.
when you got to remember, Winston's an interception machine.
Well, right. So that's
He's a
that's
gunslinger.
points, too.
Hey, he's got the LASIK.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
He had-
Yeah. 5 tutties week 1 last year, 183 yards. Efficiency, gentlemen, at its finest.
Yeah.
Tyler, I mean, where are you at on this one? 5.5 New Orleans, 43 over under.
I love New Orleans here to take. They could win by easily a touchdown, if not 2. I'm saying probably New Orleans in the 31-34 range. I'd be surprised to see Atlanta get over 20. So I'll take
34-14 covers the 43.
Yeah,
just saying.
I'll take the over on the 43 because I think New Orleans is going to put up points. Jameis probably throws 3. I could see Kamara getting 1 or 2 on top of it.
1 and 1 receiving, 1 rushing.
Yeah.
It's Kamara. He likes to balance.
If not even a defensive touchdown, it is still on either side. I like the idea that there's a defensive touchdown in this game, being that it's Jameis Winston versus Mariota.
That's
I
true.
can see that.
Yeah, 1-2 from the 2015 draft class.
Yeah.
So we were actually doing some card giveaways today. Let's actually just go ahead and do that one first. See who's all in the chat here.
We got
Yo, mama.
Alex just hopped up in.
Ooh, what's up, Big Al?
Justin Freeman.
Justin Freeman's just talking to himself in the chat. Sorry, buddy. We are kind of off here. 43 points with Jameis at quarterback. Yeah, easy. Yeah, that's what we were thinking.
I was laughing at his meth was.
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't see Atlanta getting over 14.
No, me either.
I don't either.
No.
Or at least over 20. At 14, I can see. I can see 2 tutties by Atlanta, but who knows? Maybe they shock the world. Much love to Marcus. I mean, spent the last 2 years in Vegas. Obviously, I love Marcus Mariota. I don't know. Are you actually picking the under in that game of 43 points? You devil's advocating here, troll boy?
A little bit. I'll do it. I mean, I don't understand gambling. I don't know what under is, but yeah, I'm going to do it.
So, the over-under, Tanner, to give you a brief synopsis of gambling here.
I've been told this before, and I always forget. But let's keep on.
Total points.
Huh?
Points league.
Total points.
Okay.
Team A plus Team B.
Yeah.
Is it over under 43 points?
Well, I don't know what the 43 points is. Is it like that actual score?
Yes, so
Points scored
total
between
points
two
by
teams.
both teams. So, like, in a game of 21-14, that's 35. That's under.
I'll take the under.
Oh, Tanner's taking the under. Devil's advocate. The newbie at betting is taking the under, so caution wisely, folks. Signaling last one on this game here, and then we'll move on to the next one where you kind of got Atlanta, New Orleans.
All day New Orleans. I think the receiving core is just too scary. Jameis is going to have too many weapons. And he's going to have Mike Thomas healthy for the first time since he's been down there. So I think that's going to make a difference.
I know. Slant Machine Thomas coming up here. So,
He's trying to top his last year.
Was that like 3 years ago?
yeah.
I think it was like 2019.
So for the 1 and 2 quarterbacks facing off for completely new teams here in yet an NFC South matchup where Jameis was originally drafted for the Jameis Winston rookie jersey card, which is, I believe, right over there. Rick, will you grab the cards on that table there for me? Leave.
Golly gee willikers.
Whoops.
Thank you.
Who the heck drinks a Dr. Pepper before 9 a.m.?
I don't drink coffee, so this is my coffee.
Here we go, Jameis Winston, rookie patch here. The question is, Marcus Mariota and Jameis Winston were the first 2 quarterbacks selected in the 2015 NFL Draft. Who was the 3rd overall pick, and what team was he drafted by?
While someone figures that out in the chat, I just got to say, Marcus Mariota is the mighty duck himself.
Facts.
I know Sig. Yeah, we know what Sig's going for today. Hard slam on Mariota. Ducks are winning.
They were when he was there.
Well, who was their coach that tried to make it in the NFL and everyone realized he was awful?
I'm talking about.
The Ducks coach?
Oh, Kelly. Yeah, Chip
Kelly.
I loved when he came to the Eagles. and
Fuck
people loved-
Chip Kelly.
Ooh.
Oh, that's right. He came to you guys too.
Fuck yeah, he did.
I totally forgot about that because how short the stint was.
God, this was like a fever dream, wasn't it?
Ugh.
That guy's a great college coach, but the NFL was terrible. I loved how he blew up the Eagles.
Chip Kelly was the little like going from Harbaugh and sliding Chip in there between Harbaugh and Shanahan, it was like eating something that was deliciously spicy and then getting a really nasty acid refluxy burp.
Like a curry
Yeah.
acid
What was the other
reflux
guy?
burp.
What was the other guy they hired? The like offensive line coach. What was that guy's name? What was that weird? I don't even know if he was a whole season or if he was like an interim coach. What was his name?
I'm trying to think. What the hell was it?
Come on, trivia master over there.
What's up?
What was
Sorry.
the random coach that the 49ers hired for like half a season or maybe it was a full season?
What's his name? Mike Singletary?
Yeah.
That's not who I was talking about. Talking about the offensive line coach that they hired for Jim Tom Sula.
Oh God, Jim.
that was-
Gee,
See, he suppressed
Yep.
it so much he didn't even know.
He forgot his name.
We don't speak
Temple
that
Road.
name. Alex Connor jumping in with Fowler for the Jags. So once again, Siglin, you're going over there. Al's probably just going to win all these cards today. Let's be
Probably.
honest here. I'm going to actually, since we don't have a lot of people tuning in, I'm going to save this Brian Westbrook card for Chris Leak. If no one else tunes in and wins it. But try not to give all of our cards to Al this week like we do every week, it seems like. But Al, we appreciate you and you being our consistent supporter and shit talker. I know he only comes into Rose Siglin and I, but hey, fuck it. That's what we're here for. I actually have a Shame King,
Someone
so
here's
joke's
gotta
on
have
you.
a good mustache.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Sounds like Al's good
You.
at Googling.
Al is really good at Googling. Yeah, he literally said, "Hi Google, TBH." That's fine. I'm asking trivia questions on a stream. We don't have you in person hooked up to a lie detector with your phones off to the side. Use Google. You know how many times I tell people just use Google? Like anybody has like, to my mother watching, I love you. And you are not the only person who does this, but I mean use you as a prime example. Because
Google
people will
something,
call and
Mom.
ask me questions or text me questions of just things that I know. And I'm like, that's fantastic. But also, there is Google. Not that I'm not there for the people I love and I'm there to spread knowledge, but sometimes it's things I don't know. And literally my answer to them is to tell them to Google it.
I got a piddle.
Actually, my mom's probably the least person on that. There's this. Oh, Eric's in. What's up, Eric? Let's do another card trivia giveaway. All right. What college did Brett Favre go to? And we will put up another gunslinger here. Justin Herbert, Supernatural card.
I know someone that wants that that's not here.
Yeah. Why do you think I put it in the fucking stack? I thought he was gonna be here.
I'm not going to say it, but this is actually a trivia question I actually know the answer to.
Uh huh.
I couldn't think of the last one for some reason.
Oh, Big L. Oh, Atherton missing. Wow. Take one away from his stack. No, I'm just kidding. For Big L, there we go. Justin Freeman said Georgia. Nope. Atherton said Mississippi State. No. Alex Connor is right with Southern Miss. Sucks to suck then, Justin. Don't be texting and driving. Thanks for
Wow.
supporting us, but don't die.
While I wait on Tanner to get back so I can also piddle, is Elijah Moore worth it in FanDuel this week?
What else are you choosing with me?
Honestly, yes. Yes, you guys are playing the Bears. I think Niners go up early, which
No,
means
not Mitchell. Elijah Moore. Jets.
Oh, hands down. Hands down. He is okay, we're gonna cut it in here. This is my fantasy sleeper of the week, barring position. Okay, here's why. Last year, Joe Flacco played one game starting for the Jets in week 12. Elijah Moore had a game last year where he had 8 receptions, 144 yards, and a tutter. You want to guess which week that was?
Was it the Flacco one?
Yep, it was the Flacco one.
Playing
Plus,
Baltimore, probably playing from behind.
everything this week is flaming. Flaming Elijah Moore. And just honestly, training camp overall, Elijah Moore is Jets'
Well, and Flacco
Twitter
has-
hero.
Flacco has some stuff to prove this week. Just not to win the starting job, just against the Ravens.
How many fucking quarterbacks play their old team this week? How many quarterbacks play their old team?
I was looking at that. Me and my buddy were talking about that the other night. We were having beer at Kelly's and talking about how so many rematch games this week. Well, you know, the Baker, you have Russ, you have Flacco. There's
Us.
huh?
Week 18. Raiders Chargers.
Yep.
I mean, not quarterback
No,
matchups, but
it's
like,
just big stories.
oh, yeah. Yeah, big storylines. Yeah, because Russ is playing his old team literally right away.
I think that's an absolute slaughter. If I'm being honest.
Here's my problem with the NFL media hype train is I get putting Russ in Seattle week 1. Side note, I also get them putting it as a primetime matchup. For them to put it as the only Monday Night Football game week 1 when we've had 2 Monday Night Football games for
7
years.
in a row,
Yeah, and so now you're going to only do Russ at Seattle?
Yeah, that was. I 100% agree. That was really weird.
Really?
Especially since why did we go away from the two I mean, I wasn't
We have 2 next week. I think. Yeah, I think there's 2 week 2 or something like that. Like, there's 2 Monday Night Football games in the first couple of weeks.
They
I think
went
it's
out
next
of
week.
their way to just give Russ a one. Yeah. Oh yeah, I don't know, man. There's gonna be.
I don't know. Him and Tom Brady, man, it helps when your wife's more powerful than you are. So, you know.
Well,
That's a power couple.
Yeah, Russ and Sierra.
Kisses their children on the lips.
I had someone ask me why does the Cowboys and Brady the Bucks game get to be primetime again? I'm like, first of all, it's Brady against the Cowboys.
Plus, last year's week 1 was a banger.
Well, no, but of course it is. But it's
Oh, Eric, we'll get you a
Cowboys,
card.
but
Sorry, I didn't see your comment on the other section there, so we'll get Eric a card
It's
for that.
the Cowboys. You either love them or you hate them. There's no middle ground. And Tom Brady, you either love him or you hate him. So that's why it's the ratings on the week 1 game last year was huge.
Yeah,
And now it's a Sunday night game, so it'll probably even be better.
I think it's great matchup. Schedule makers did a lot better on just the pure matchup standpoint this year. You have a lot of great games. Another one I was noticing actually because I played this in Madden and they brought it up during the commentary is this year is the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception, and the Raiders and Steelers play one day after.
Nice.
So, yep, our anniversary is on the 22nd or 23rd. We play them on Christmas Eve. So,
Speaking of Madden, I've heard it's trash this year.
yeah, glitchy as fuck. I still play it, but it glitchy
Well,
as shit.
I mean, I haven't even thought about getting it just because I didn't even buy it last year. Because I just keep hearing,
Hey, side
getting
note.
lazy.
Side note: if you have Game Pass, you get like a free week trial, and it's now been able to be played for 2 weeks now.
Really?
Yeah, I as I decided to pop onto it, Jace had it on downloaded, and it said like week free trial, and he did it before I left, and I got back.
See,
and I
if
played it,
EA
and I'm like,
actually
"What the
finished
hell?"
it, if they actually finished it, it'd be such a good game. Not great or amazing, but it'd be such a good game.
and
they-
I destroyed in it.
They
And I was playing
made
on veteran.
they made moderate improvements.
suck.
Oh, see, I'm an all Madden player, so
I
that's
suck.
where I'm bougie as shit. Like I am a Madden fucking player.
Glitches what you want to just throw the game in half, break it in half. Yeah.
No, I don't get too pissed at that, but like it pisses me off when it's an RPG based face of the franchise mode, and I return an interception for a touchdown, but there's someone who gets a blocking the back penalty, and then it doesn't give me any points at all.
Right.
Not even for just the interception or anything. It just glitches out. Like there's these minor little glitches. Once again, Madden is as it usually is. It's about an 8.5 on the gameplay. It's great for gameplay. Few glitches there. And the glitches that are there are kind of fun. You know, it's the little like rollover, oh, guy can actually get up and run again
Yeah.
type shit. But the actual user interface of the game is a 3.5, 4. It could use a huge update. Good idea behind it, but just the glitches and the lack of execution on what is a set philosophy for the games is just kind of pisses me off because I know what the system is and everything. I'm just like, okay, count my shit. Do my shit right.
Right.
I got to
Don't
step
freeze.
back to that Elijah Moore question I asked before because I just learned something upstairs.
Yeah, we were just bullshitting about Madden.
The Baltimore, they're playing in New York. The Baltimore Jets game today has a rainy forecast. So
Still calling it.
Elijah Moore maybe, but big news on the other side of the field with J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards both being out. Mike Davis probably being their starting running back in a rainy game.
Also, big bump on sleeper running back status to fresh rival Kenyon Drake. Salary cap casualty. Honestly, we now see why. With my boy getting his money yesterday.
Facts.
Love the contract, $19 million front loaded like a motherfucker, averaging $12 million a year after this. So I love that contract. But clearly, we cut Drake to save some money, and I think now going into Baltimore in a more crowded running back room, but having opportunity this week. If you're looking for a very cheap running back too in flex, I think Mike Davis or Kenyon Drake would be a great option out of there. So
Mike Davis is 5,600 on FanDuel.
Mm-hmm.
How much is Kenyon Drake? Like $4 grand.
I think he's like
I just
47
ran
or
a
48.
Disgusting little FanDuel lineup.
Let me see where Kenyon Drake's at. Kenyon Drake's 5,700.
What?
Yeah.
That's really high for.
FanDuel's on some shit this week though. You can get some sleepers in FanDuel, so go put in all the lineups this week for week 1. Let's actually get to our game itinerary. We got to move this on. Sorry, it's 9:30. We only covered one game. Quickie here. San Francisco, Chicago. Any chance Chicago keeps this within 7 points?
Nope.
Nope. Yep. Who cares about that?
Play devil's advocate on this one.
Go ahead.
Fun fact, though, even though there's a 7-point spread on that one, America's actually picking San Francisco at only 65%. Apparently, the storyline of Justin Fields being angry at the Niners is starting to gain some steam.
I'm really happy with it because I was angry at the Niners when Justin Fields was the conversation too. Justin Fields was the pick I wanted in that draft. And at the time, all the rumors were, oh, Mac Jones. And then obviously it was Trey Lance. So I love this kind of QB versus QB storyline here. But I think Justin Fields is going to look embarrassing in this game, obviously.
We knew.
Yeah.
I think.
I was about to say, we were calling Trey for a long time there. I was like, because like even when they said
Lance,
me,
after his first pro day.
I was like,
Really?
dude, Siglin and I draft prep never wavered on that. I'll say the Siglin and I are like remarkably intertwined on draft prepping specifically. Like it's just like
It's my
I'm like, this
favorite
is my
time of
sleeper.
year.
He's like me too, and I'm like, and he'll call me. He's like, this is my sleeper. I'm like, dude, I was just writing about him. Like, so yeah, Trey Lance. Like, and I think that was the ideal situation. You sit him, and I don't know why Jimmy would be mad or Trey's mad. Like this is what I think we all saw coming. Jimmy getting traded, I thought that was probably the more likely option, but him staying there on a team-friendly backup deal to back up Trey, but Trey eventually just getting the reins.
Yeah, and I still think Jimmy gets traded. The maybe not now. You know, we're looking at maybe a quarterback injury or something, or
I think they kind of like having him there as like a player coach though for like play calling too.
there is that. But also like they were letting a guy go and seek trades with a $28 million number attached to his hip. Now that number's $6 million. Like,
And he can still seek trades. He just has no trade clause, so he can pick his trade.
$6 million with a lot of what do you call it?
Incentives.
Yeah.
Because yeah, if he does come off, he can make up to like what 18, I think,
Something
or
like that, yeah.
yeah.
and that's the other thing is that I was reading that the old contract, the $28 million one, was basically still had that the no trade clause attached to it. Is just silent because any team that traded for him was going to seek to restructure. So he was involved in the conversation from the get-go.
Yep. So I mean, pretty easy conversation. Like I said, I think we're all picking the Niners there, even though America's a little bit less high
Jimmy
on the
doesn't. I
Niners.
think it's because of Kittle, though. You got to think about that. If Kittle's not playing, then that's a nice little security.
Who's
blanket
y'all's
for
backup
Lance.
tight end?
Say what?
Who's y'all's backup tight end?
Still Ross Dwelly, I think.
Yeah, just fucking
Sorry,
throw him in the
lose.
FanDuel for shits and giggles.
Yeah, nothing horrible, but I mean, Trey runs the offense a lot differently than Jimmy does. Obviously, having the legs. So I'm seeking, if there's an outlet, it's going to be probably a dump off to Mitchell or Debo on a cross, or he's just going to sling it because Ayuk's going to be downfield.
So the Niners run away with that one. It'll be a big passing game and running game for Trey. Get
Yeah.
some other people involved.
Good first look for him, and
Yeah, scrimmage game.
and I like to see
Watch us talk all this shit and the Bears upset him. Like,
Probably.
I have
who was it? Marshall and fucking Notre Dame yesterday. Who was it? Someone from Barstool was like, man, 20.5 points. Slam Notre Dame today. Should be 40. And then Marshall won.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a Nebraska fan, so I can't. I talk smack.
Let's not.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I forget that you're.
Anybody says Georgia Southern, you're never coming on the show again.
I'm a Cornhusker.
I'm seriously, for this first time in my life, actually about to abandon a team just based off of hardship.
At Buffalo Wild
Tired.
Wings last night.
Until they cut or fire Frost, then I'll go back. I'll come back.
After October 1st, his
And then
his
they'll hire
buyout's in
someone
half.
else that's just as bad.
Showed up to Buffalo Wild Wings last night for the fights, and the entire bitch is full of people there for the Nebraska Huskers game. So seating is shit, and then everyone, trying to be super involved in the fight and watching, and then all of a sudden Nebraska runs like 25 yards or something, and everyone's going crazy, and I'm like, what did I miss? Oh, it's college football.
It's just Nebraska versus a team that they eventually lost to. No big deal. Fuck it. Yeah.
So that was a really exciting ending to the game for me. I was, yes, and then they all left quietly.
Because he messaged our fishing elephant group and he was like, why are all these fucking college football fans here on fight night? And literally 5 minutes before Alyssa snaps me, she's like, when there's a fucking Nebraska game at 5:30 on fight night, she's like, why is this happening right
Yeah.
now? Moving on, next game, America's by far pick of the week, 6.5 points to Cincinnati at home versus Pittsburgh. in the most charming little stadium I've ever been to. It's not upgraded at all. Paul Brown Stadium that they've now changed the names, and I can't remember what it is.
Probably building like a whole new stadium.
They're going to.
They announced that they're breaking ground on an indoor practice facility for them. Finally.
Well, because that stadium was
Pat
fucking
McAfee roasted them for an entire
freezing.
year and a half.
Dude, freezing. It was freezing there in January. Great fans, great people. They gave me and Tito hand warmers, but fucking freezing there. But still, it's going to be a nice day today, obviously, here in September. Cincinnati is 6.5-point favorite, over under 44.5, but America's taking them at 78%. Pittsburgh, do they have a shot today, boys?
That needs to be 85, 90%. Pittsburgh has no fucking chance. They're going to look awful
I think Cincinnati
all
wins
year.
that game, but I think I wouldn't bet it, but I'd be tempted to throw the Steelers plus.
Would you tease it to minus 9.5? Would you tease it 3 points?
Yeah.
Keep it at a touchdown?
I was not willing in the bet that I made earlier today to fuck my parlay up by taking them by +7 because it's either they're going to win by 3 or they're going to win by 14, and I didn't want to take that gamble, so I just took them outright just to add it to the parlay.
It's still Mike Tomlin team. You don't expect him to give up.
And their defense is still good. Mm-hmm. Arguably great.
Yep. So I'm that one there. Excited, I think, to see Joe Burrow and the boys come back after losing the Super Bowl heartbreakingly. Obviously, to be honest here, though, high regress candidate. I will say this right off the bat. We all feel good about the Bengals, but let's just be real here. This is a wild card team who skated through the Raiders 21-24. Very close game. Went down to the 1 yard line against a team that was not as good as the Bengals. Honestly,
George Kittle is officially inactive.
Heard.
There we go. Update from our squiggling here. But Cincinnati, though, year before bad. Last year, a wild card team. They catch fire at the right time, which we see this in the playoffs all the time. They lose the Super Bowl, and history is not kind to Super Bowl losers who are surprise appearances in said Super Bowl. So, honestly, I think Cincinnati, a hot take here. This is not at all what I want. But I would not be at all surprised if they miss the playoffs this year.
AFC stacked. So all it takes is.
Yeah, Ravens went 7-10, 8-9 with an entire fucking roster of injuries.
They've got the defense to keep up at least. All Trubisky has to do is show up or get hurt so they can trade for Jimmy.
Yeah, if the Browns hang around, Deshaun returns to form, the last 6 games of the season.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is that the Browns don't have a horrible schedule, and then when Deshaun comes back, they're perfectly set up to maybe lose one.
The Bengals though fixed their one problem massively. They brought in like 3 starting offensive
Their
line.
Oh
offensive
yeah,
line got
Alex
fat.
Kappa, Lael Collins,
How many
fucking.
times he was getting sacked in the playoffs? The fact that they won those games was pretty. That just goes to show you how good Burrow really is.
Man got sacked 58 times last year in the regular season. And still put up those numbers.
No, it's the most-
What's
the most
he gonna
times-
do when that gets cut to 17?
That's what I'm saying. So I agree. They could regress a little bit. I still think they make the playoffs. So.
Yeah. Once again, like I said, a hot take. That's not my official prediction, but my hot take is they could miss the playoffs. Moving on here, though, we have Hard Knocks vibing this one here, boys. Philly by 4.5 at Detroit, who sold out their home opener. So for a team who was the lowest in attendance last year, finally some hype. So enough to fill Ford Field, but not enough to fill all the vacant homes in Detroit right now. Boys, honestly, this could be my upset pick of the day. I love Philadelphia, but just if we're talking a
week when grit and just overall just running full-on balls out could win you a fucking football game, Dan Campbell's team could shock the world week 1 here.
They don't have a corner that can cover A.J. Brown.
They don't, but I'm just saying, like, shit happens, bro. And Jalen Hurts has not proved himself a good passing quarterback yet. He's a good quarterback. He can balance the game. He can have good passing games.
This is gonna be my last one because I got to go to work.
Yep.
I will take the Lions straight up. No points.
I'll throw you 20 on it.
Deal.
You heard it here first, folks.
All right.
I agree with what you just said though. The Lions, like it's a home game. I think that helps too. I agree the AJ Brown part is going to be their biggest problem, but again, we haven't seen Jalen Hurts prove that much yet. So,
They're coming in with heart.
and I do. I think
Yeah,
they're coming in,
Campbell
emotions
is a
are high.
Psycho, but I kind of like his psycho a little bit. So.
In my eyes,
Yeah,
this
whatever,
game is it's a rough game for the second overall pick. Going to be chasing Jalen's ass all game long.
Aiden's that dude, though. If you're talking someone who...
Yeah.
Nick Joey Bosa levels. Not a faux. 48.5. I'm actually
touching it. I literally just
Yep,
added the money line.
that's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard because
I didn't want the spread.
in that game 27-21 loses because that's 48 and it's 48.5.
The under on that.
Surprisingly, but
Game.
I think if it goes over, it goes fucking over.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's either gonna be like 24-21, something like that, or 21-17, or it's gonna be
45-33.
This game has the potential for either one of those teams to make that by themselves.
Yeah. Like, in a stupid way, yes, I don't trust. Philly has a good defense, but once again, I just think week one, when we're talking shit could happen, the Lions are coming in. And also, let's just talk about, I don't want to hype up Jared Goff too much, but honestly, like, a lot of
won't lose
reports
you
are
games.
saying he is looking about the best he has since his early Rams days. And I think he's finally starting to, because I think the expectations raised after the Super Bowl and everything. And I think finally no one's expecting shit out of Goff. Maybe he can actually just go out and fucking sling it.
well, and I think the second half of the season is really going to, and Jameson Williams coming back too. That's gonna be Vikings fans have to be so annoyed with that trade. Like, that was you moved back 20 picks. Usually to move back 20 picks in the first round, you got a first rounder next year should have been involved in that trade.
But it's Vikings, so what do you expect?
All right, boys, I gotta go to work. I'll see you next Sunday.
We'll see you next Sunday, big dog.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Is that over here? Or
Yeah, you can just put that over there.
You guys have a good rest of your day.
You as well, buddy.
Go Lions, I guess.
I
See you guys.
Later.
don't know. Hot take picks from you boys before we move on here on this game.
Nah, you guys said it all.
Yeah.
With the Philly Detroit, that's just what it is.
I'm just excited to see Detroit
I
actually have
think-
some hype.
They're gonna in this opening week. There are gonna be 6 rookie receivers that start off with a touchdown that start their hype train. To switch up, move their lines on fantasy duel, whatever the case may be. I think Jahan Dotson is an absolute sleeper this week. Coming in.
We're
the
on
role
Philly,
that he's in.
Detroit. We're on Philly versus
Oh, I
Detroit.
thought you wanted like full on sleeper points.
Oh, Jesus.
I thought we wrapped that up. My bad.
Moving on.
Moving on here. Try to throw your sleepers in with the games if we can. It's probably what would be best at this point, but hey,
That
whatever.
was like a full sleeper.
Ooh, it's also pouring rain in the Niners-Bears stadium right now.
Yep, I was about to say Chicago.
Chi-town.
Which also Chicago is moving out of Chicago.
What, really?
Yep, yeah, they're going to Arlington Heights, I think, or whatever, right outside to build a new stadium. So Chicago's talking about wanting to field relocation talks for a second team.
Fuck off.
Huh.
You're not good enough for a second team.
Says the Packers fan. Maybe you're a little biased there.
No.
Chicago's big enough. It's
It
definitely
doesn't matter
big
if
enough.
They're big enough.
New York has 2 teams. LA
Who's
has 2
going to pay
teams.
for that fucking stadium? The taxpayers. Fuck you, Chicago.
The gunshot victims.
Pretty much,
Jesus
right?
Christ.
It'll be funded within 3 days.
Literally.
Here's your hospital
Jesus
bill. We also
Christ.
tacked on a $300 courtesy stadium to Chicago fee. Not covered by insurance, so you'll have to pay that cash before we let you crutch on out of here with that gunshot wound in your leg.
Yep, hospital bill signed. Duh, Bears.
Da Bears.
Who was that stadium?
All
when
you
they-
see here, so the problem is you got shot 13 times there on the north side. The problem, here's the problem. You just don't wear a White Sox jersey on the Cubs side of town, okay? You're not going to get shot once. You're not going to get shot twice. We're talking a minimum 6 or 7 shots in your leg, okay
That's
there,
an
Tom?
extreme accent
Yeah.
that makes me think you have a fucking block of cheese hat.
Oh, yeah. No, just growing. Stepdad's from Wisconsin. Mom's from Minnesota. Grew up watching the old SNL Bears skits.
Oh, yeah. Fuck
Da
yeah.
Bears. Do it. Yeah, put it all on you. I don't give a fuck.
All eyes on me.
Living love as a balls player till the day I die. Jacksonville versus Washington. 2.5 points to Washington. Who you guys got?
Oh, damn. Okay, we skipped a couple. Okay.
I know we did. I'm fucking around here. Okay, well, New England, Miami will bob back to. We've already talked enough about Baltimore and the Jets. I want to talk about Jacksonville versus the Commanders. Also, if you're a car salesman, you'll get this, and you might. If not, finance managers don't get paid on cash deals. So to spite Jace, I named my team the Cash Deal Commanders, spelled Cummanders. I'm the Cash Deal Commanders. So honestly, I'm hammering Trevor Lawrence and the Jags. I like Jacksonville week 1. Spent a lot of money to win 7 games this year. This is one of those 7.
It's not bad. I think Chase Young's out this week.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was going to bring that up too. I'm like, yeah, another reason too is Montez Sweat coming off of injury. Chase Young's still out. Means Jonathan Allen on that defensive line is going to be kind of a lonely brother. So
Yeah, I think this game has a lot of potential to be a good game. You know, we know that Carson Wentz. We know what Carson Wentz is capable of, and he has Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson and all that. Antonio Gibson's going to have the backfield for at least this game.
No.
Chris Samuels is fully healthy.
Yeah. So
Carson Wentz is the reason I'm picking Jacksonville.
this is a decent game for a couple of teams that no one, or at least around us, cares about. So,
Well, Peterson's better than people give him credit for.
yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, kind of a hard ending because even in Philly, they fired him when he was like 9-7 in the 16-game era.
Philly's brutal.
No, seriously, I mean, like they aren't a bad team. Like they
What's-
weren't. He's not a bad coach. Like Doug Peterson coming in there, I think you're taking Urban Meyer shit the bed with them. I think they have enough talented pieces around that they haven't shown a lot, but there's smoke there for something to be special. Or not, I shouldn't say special. Let me downgrade to that, to be good.
Never count out a man that wears a visor.
Sigland, though, we were talking Jahan Dotson, so that's actually why I skipped to this game next. I don't know, who do you like in
I
this
think
game?
Jahan Dotson gets his, but overall, I think that we saw it with the Jags. Once they turned over, they won a game under Darren Bevel, up for Christ's sakes, who's like one of the worst football coordinators of all time. He's the reason the Patriots had that last Super Bowl they won. He called the pass instead of handing it off to Marshawn Lynch.
Yep.
But besides that, I think the Jags are talented. They went out, they spent a lot of money, they have a solid line. The fact that they still have Montez Sweat, but they're not going to have Chase Young, so that doesn't scare me as much. But you go out, you add the line, and then it's not only the line, it's all the defensive pieces they've added. Devin Lloyd is starting, Trayvon Walker's starting. Like, they have some young studs who are going to be killers back there, and then it's just a matter of if Christian Kirk can come out and prove that he's that number one guy. Because if he can, they'll show that his deal was worth it. And he is someone out of Texas A&M I've kind of always believed in.
Big expectations. He's got the floor. Coming from a very crowded offense in Arizona to where he had his games, but you really could, unless you are DeAndre Hopkins in that offense, you don't stand out routinely. He could. Once again, could. I'm not going to put my money on it, but he had some games that apparently they thought he had all 16, 17 games like that, and that's why they paid him that money. But who knows? I mean, yeah, you got him there. LaVisca sadly has gone to Carolina, but they still have a lot of talent. Zay Jones season up in there. Shout out to my boy Zay, who coming from Vegas, but
I think Zay's a guy that you could chew up as a bust, but for as many waiver wires in the fantasy world as he's on, it's surprising. I think he has the potential to be a real sleeper pick
especially
this
in
year.
year-by-year
He's like
leagues,
a
I
number
wouldn't.
2 player, and every year he's gotten better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Well, especially last year, he popped off out of, especially the second half of the season.
Mm-hmm.
As Carr's, kind of de facto, like, number 2 every game. He had a number 1 in Renfro, but there was games where they targeted Renfro, and maybe he outletted to Waller or somebody else.
Yeah.
That Zay Jones was right there, 7 receptions, 60
and
yards.
his
80 yards.
competition is he plays on a team with a committee of good running backs, but painful running backs. And his competition for targets is Christian Kirk and Marvin Jones, who are talented receivers in and of themselves, but have
Marvin's
yet
old.
to make themselves that elite wide receiver one.
And Christian at least has a chance to break out. Marvin, we know who he is. Marvin's a 2B.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. No disrespect. No more respect. He's a 2B. He's startable in a 12-team fantasy league back in Detroit. Maybe take him as a flyer flex, but I wouldn't take a chance on him over, the other guys there, over
No.
Christian Kirk and Zay. So I think Jacksonville could win today, but also Washington, maybe they return to form. Maybe Sam Howell comes out at halftime because Wentz is so bad and leads them to a win. Sam Howell era starts early. But yeah, let's side note this before we talk some more football games. Who's the first rookie quarterback to start for you boys?
Start for who?
Who's the first rookie quarterback to start? Period. Who do you guys think the first rookie quarterback to start is?
In
It's
fantasy?
a tough one because it's literally a
Who'd you say?
toss-up.
Did you say, are you talking like in fantasy or?
No, I
No,
mean,
like,
no,
let's say
in the
Pitts.
NFL.
Oh.
Because we have no rookie
Okay.
starters for the first time, I
Unless
think,
it's
since
07.
Oh, you're right.
07?
07.
07.
I'm gonna say Pitts because Trubisky's dog shit.
Pickett?
I think Trubisky's gonna come out.
He
with
has a
vengeance.
chance with Tomlin, but dude, Trubisky's just bad.
By the way, the fleece that I had of picking up Trubisky early in the Catalina wine mixer, like right away when he got signed, and then flipping him for Austin Eckler,
That was stupid.
great move.
I don't know. I think I'm with Tanner. I think Pickett is the first to start, but I think Desmond
Pickett.
Howell, Sam Howell, not Jesus. Sam Howell, I think, is actually probably the sleeper too. Just because what I'm hearing a lot of is because Trubisky won the job and he's a team captain, he's going to have a longer leash than most are expecting.
Yep.
I think.
I agree with you with the Sam Howell, and the only reason why is because I want to say Desmond Ridder, but Arthur Smith basically came out and was like, he's not going to play this year.
Yeah. Yeah, Mariota's their dude this year.
He's basically said, he's like, not this year, maybe next offseason we'll see what happens, but this is the guy we're going with.
My,
When they draft a
my
quarterback.
comfortable pick is, I'm going to say Malik Willis. My hot take is
Now, is that due to injury or taking Tannehill's job?
injury.
Okay.
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 I'll say that.
Yes, I agree there.
Yeah.
Older, injury prone, likes to still run a little bit because
Yep.
he's athletic, but Tannehill says it had some injuries in his
Lost
past.
his weapon. I think Tannehill's best weapon right now is probably Austin Hooper. I think Burks, but I think if for someone that
Robert Woods is getting shaded hard though this
Yeah.
year, and
For-
he's fully healthy right
for
now.
someone that Tannehill's going to be able to be confident in, I think it's Austin Hooper.
I was getting in an argument with Marcus about that. I was like, he's just old now. I mean, like, you think about it, and it's like, if he came back from the ACL 4 or 5 years ago, it wouldn't be a difference. But he's like in the 30-plus range coming back from.
Woods.
He's gotta be, dude. He's been in the league for a
Woods,
hot
I think
fucking minute.
I think he's 29, 30.
I mean, yeah, he's older, I think, but he's not like 32 or anything. I mean, there's a big difference.
I thought he was like.
He's
close to-
30.
I thought he was like close to Ty.
I mean, I wouldn't like dynasty take him, but year
Right.
one coming back, open.
We know what he's capable of.
Open
right now.
options and a team that everybody's gonna stack the box against.
Yep.
He could ball out.
My hot take is that Myles Garrett is going to break Baker Mayfield in half, and next week we're going to see what's his name?
Sam Darnold.
No,
Have to be PJ Walker.
No, because
the
what's his
Carolina
name?
rookie, Matt Corral.
No, he's out all year.
Bro.
He's out all year.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Lynn's frantic foot thing.
Sorry, I was thinking of someone else.
Got
Never-
stepped on.
Disregard.
Yeah, the Anne Frank injury or whatever.
Liz Frank,
They
and
get-
Frank,
Oh yeah. A different, severely different
Frank
impacts.
Ocean.
Yeah, the Frank Ocean injury.
I like
Novocaine. Oh god, what do we talk about next, boys? I was like just gonna set a FanDuel. I was gonna pull a Siglin. You know what, Siglin? Talk about your game, Indianapolis, Houston. You guys got Shaquille Leonard today. Damian Pierce, he a fantasy. Shaquille Leonard's out today, formerly known as Darius. But I mean, could Damian Pierce? I don't think they win, but could he blow up a little bit today?
I think he could.
Yeah, I mean,
think
have a
not
bit of a game.
having- I think we'll still have a solid run defense, but I've just watched so much tape and been studying this kid over like the last few weeks, and he's just explosive. The feet don't stop. Like, I watched this one play where he's like completely piled up, got like 4 dudes completely around him. He's pushing the pile, spins out of it, and takes off down the sideline. Like, and that's what every coach told you when you were a kid, is like, you never stop your feet until you're on the ground. So if he continues to do that, I mean,
Pad level and feet. Damian Pierce was he was not skill set wise, but very much a Josh Jacobs storyline. Playing for a prime team in Florida, didn't really get the back work share, but when he did, he was
He showed.
6.8 average his junior year in yards per
good.
carry. So hell of a player. I think he could blow up here today. Only a couple of really prime games I want to cover from here. We'll talk about 3 games. First one, Well, last one we'll save mine for last. But we'll talk to your guys, Tanner, here this week. Vikings, Packers.
Babu. Obviously going the Packers here.
Everybody see Aaron Rodgers' new haircut?
I've got two things. Yes, I've got two things to say about this game, but they're both fantasy related. So I don't know if you want it now or later.
Do it. Let's
Okay.
just talk games.
First one is
A
going
half
to be
hour.
obviously season long, not just this game, but in every single fantasy draft I've been in this year, the highest I've picked is second. The latest I've picked is eighth, I think.
Lucky.
Every
The
single
highest I've picked is like 7th.
every
Horseshit.
single one, no matter who's on the board, assuming it's not JT, my first round pick has been Justin Jefferson. With O'Connell taking the reins in that coaching room and him being responsible for him and Matt Stafford being responsible for Cooper Kupp's blow up last year, I think Justin Jefferson is that fucking man this year. So being him, being as elite as he is, as trusted as he is by Kirk, the target volume, and I think he's going to be that matchup proof, solid, amazing wide receiver this year.
But he's going against Jair Alexander today.
He is, and I think he's going to shock some people. I'm putting him as the reason that the Vikings are going to beat the Packers this week. And then on the Packers side of things, fantasy related, Allen Lazard most likely not playing. I don't think it's official yet.
I think he's out.
He's officially
He
out.
was ruled out yesterday.
Okay, so Allen Lazard's not playing. And it is week 1, obviously. So Sammy Watkins, that man.
Romeo.
I am hoping that it is a wicked Antonio Gibson this week, or Antonio Gibson game in Washington this week, and Terry McLaurin gets shut down because I benched him for Sammy so I can beat Jace because I started Cam fucking Akers.
I don't know if that's the move.
Week 1 Sammy.
This entire week, do you know who Aaron has been talking about more than anyone?
Romeo.
Yes.
Why? It's been
Or yeah,
Christian.
Watson wasn't it? Yeah, sorry.
He said he's
I'm
different
laughing
like
over here.
anyone we've ever had.
Yeah.
And
I'm not
he's
securing it
now
at all.
playing.
But if there's
I'm sorry,
anything-
but I love Aaron Rodgers, but do not ask me to trust that man in a fucking media interview ever again. Do not ever trust Aaron Rodgers.
Fool me
Aaron
5
Rodgers is a fucking puppet master who, I'm sorry, borderline's egotist with how much he just likes to fuck with people. And I love it
But
because
this is-
someone who isn't that dissimilar.
Here's where I'm looking at it from. There's the
I'm
notes
just like,
I
God
took.
damn it.
It's week 1, Sammy, so there's the superstition part of it. He's playing with
The
best
Lizard
quarter-
King is legendary week 1.
Yep,
With
the-
great quarterbacks.
playing with the best quarterback he's ever had, and lining up. He either gets Peterson, who we already talked about today, who got toasted by rookie wide receivers in joint practice.
And then there's
and then-
Andrew Booth Jr., who looked touch and go in preseason.
Yeah, or maybe he gets Dantzler. Despite missing 3 games last year, he led the Vikings in passes defended and interceptions. But he's still Dantzler runs a 4.5, Sammy's 4.4.
Lizard King has a way of just blowing up in week 1.
I do just need to say, Justin Jefferson needs to respect the Packers secondary.
No, he does. He definitely does.
You cannot sleep
No.
on our secondary.
I think Jair Alexander, when we were talking about the best corner in the league, I think that's him.
Jair is definitely up there.
Jair is, and the Packers. I'll go as far as say as the Packers defense as a whole deserves that respect. Definitely not sleeping on him. But I think Justin Jefferson is just going to be matchup proof this year. That's my fantasy take.
I'm going to do a side note.
Savage, Amos, Stokes, like they have a whole no
Yeah.
zone over there.
Second, look up. This man just look up.
Enthralled.
But also look up because, ladies and gentlemen, for the ladies viewing and the gentlemen here and viewing all around the city of Rapid,
It's just me left.
probably. That's fine. We have this for content at this point. But in Washington, D.C., they're selling Commanders mugs that have the W inside of the state of Washington.
Oh my fucking god!
If there was something that just says Washington Commanders, it is this.
Meth, we're on
Thanks, Joe Biden.
So, me and Skeet and Joe and Pop and the boys, we were talking trademarking ideas. And the new Ford Lightning is just a fantastic truck with a 2.80 to 60. Anyways,
What if that's just like a really
But-
blown up area of just the square footage?
that's
of-
Washington.
That is definitely Washington.
That's Washington.
the state.
Yeah, if you've ever actually seen Washington
Top left
D.C.,
corner.
it's very edgy because it's literally in the
middle of fucking the Virginia-Maryland border.
It
Like
is.
it's on the Potomac. Yeah, it's on the Potomac, and it's like this weird fucking jagged square. Yeah, like
Coolest place you can ever go visit.
it's the coolest place you can get shot at. Number 2 for gunshot crimes next to Chicago. No, we're talking. No, we're not. I'm not advocating anything for gun violence. I'm just pulling up random stats at this point. But rain coming down hard. They're saying.
Giggity.
And Trey Lance just had a ball slip from his hands and warm-up, so that bodes well. Because, warm-up, that's it. Bench Trey Lance for the day, boys. Yeah, bench him. We're going off hot takes. Sorry, that was just my
random little off bit there because I thought that was fucking hilarious. Are we echoing?
What is it? It was muted and then unmuted.
Where we at? Are we circling back? Or
Uh,
are we going to keep going
no,
forward?
we're gonna keep going.
We didn't touch New England or Miami.
Oh yeah,
Welcome
let's
to
circle back there.
Miami.
Miami.
I'm excited about Miami this year because
Everybody
of
is.
Mike
Big
McDaniels.
They have so many weapons and tools. In
I was about to say you have to like Miami though because it's like McDaniels is like that protege of like we're not gonna lose Shanahan, but you want his underlings to
he
succeed
grabbed
elsewhere.
like a little bit of everything. Like he goes and grabs Alec Ingold to go be his new use check.
Yeah.
Thank
He
you,
goes and
thank you
grabs-
for shouting out Ingold.
He
Thank
goes
you.
and grabs. I'm a fullback guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. FBU all the way.
Love
yeah.
fullbacks.
Yep. But the
Lorenzo Neal is the GOAT.
the big one is I think they went there, or Mike McDaniels went to Miami, and then similarly you had the Debo drama this offseason. Obviously Miami didn't get Debo, but they got a better person that could fill the role Debo did in San Francisco. Tyreek Hill, if he gets that Debo wide back scheme, it's going to be disgusting. And that's why I'm going to be super entertained watching Miami this year. Also, I like Tua. I really like Myles Gaskin, even though he's not going to probably do shit.
Ooh yeah, it's raining in Chicago.
Hallelujah, it's raining men.
This is Turf at Soldier Field right now.
That game's gonna be gross.
Yep. God, the only thing that I'm not worried about it. I mean, the Niners are obviously a run team. What scares me about it is injuries.
3 ACL tears.
Probably.
Don't you?
The first one's going to be Trey Lance.
Oh God, why would you even say that?
Because if I say it, it won't happen.
That's not how this works.
That's not how it works at all.
You
That's
say
how-
it is going to happen because you're putting it out there in
No.
the universe, brother.
That's how it works for me. Because every time I've said something.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. All the Hulkamaniacs are out there tonight, and they're racist, but to a point, all right?
Like I told everyone.
And there's a 3-inch difference between Hulk Hogan's dick and Terry Bollea's dick. Everybody knows that, all right? Hulk Hogan has a huge dick. Terry Bollea is moderately average.
I told everyone that
But it's thick.
fucking
Thick as a wrist.
Jimmy Garoppolo was going to be the next Tom Brady who was going to win us the Super Bowl against
No one credible said that.
No,
He was saying he said that.
not overall, but I mean in the specific season. He was going to take his Tom Brady protege-s and win us the Super Bowl against the hottest team in the NFL and the Kansas City Chiefs, and then he overthrew Emmanuel Sanders by fucking 15 yards. So, the universe goes against what I say will happen. So I had to throw that out there. If he does, I am going to be in a different jersey next week.
Different jersey next week, huh?
Yeah, they don't deserve me anymore if that happens.
Yeah, so here's the deal. I won't ever abandon the Raiders, but I can't. I got it tatted on me at this point, so that's kind of like a double little handcuff there. Yeah, not only am I trauma bonded, but I've tattooed it too, so I'm marked as well, branded, if you will. Drama bonding, yeah. Nothing says I love my football team like 20 years of misery, and then finally, God, having a fucking year where I can be excited. And I'm really, everybody's calling me a homer this year. I'm like, I feel like I'm not unrealistically hyping up the Raiders.
You're a
I'm
homer
not.
almost every year.
I don't know.
First of all, you've like known me to actually talk football this year, Tanner.
So?
And then Jace always thinks I'm a homer, but so is he about the fucking Broncos. He thought the Broncos. He's like, I think the Broncos. All the cards play right. Drew Lock plays great. I think the Broncos. They can make the playoffs this
No,
year.
'cause the
And they
Broncos-
finished 7-10.
Right.
The Broncos are just like the Patriots, where they
Broncos
can have
country,
as good of an
that's
offense
right.
as it is, but without a great defense, they're not going anywhere. Every year that they've been worth a shit, they've had an awesome defense.
Who? Us?
The Broncos and
Oh
the
yeah,
Patriots.
yeah.
So I'm counting the Broncos out hard.
I don't know about out, but I just for their defense, I think it's good. But I don't see where people are now jumping the Broncos over the Raiders. I can understand the Chargers. I can definitely understand the Chiefs. I mean, they're the fucking Chiefs. While they lost Tyreek, I don't think it's fair to discount them that hard right off the bat. Chargers, Khalil Mack getting him for fucking pennies and then signing J.C. Jackson. Amazing moves. I think Kyle Van Noy's another sleeper move there. No one's really talking about. So the Chargers could be great.
The Broncos,
But the Broncos are not better than the Raiders.
The Broncos will not win more than 6 games.
I wish Jace was
Holy
here.
shit.
I wish Jace was here for that one.
He would nut tag you for that one.
Yep.
Fair.
Bro,
But
you-
we'll talk in.
That's
No, I can
That's
coin Jace's
insane,
reaction
bro.
right now and be like, wow, okay.
We'll talk in 18 weeks. But that's gonna be my prediction for the
bro.
AFC
My
West.
prediction is that the entire AFC West makes the playoffs.
Nope. The Broncos will not win more than 6 games. That's my
Have
take.
you looked at their schedule?
Yeah,
This is where we bring
that's my take.
Tyler on.
I'm just
I
throwing
love
it
you.
into the universe.
I love you, HBK. I mean, I'm not for it because my girlfriend's a Broncos fan. She's probably watching, so I hope they win. Love
That's
you,
right.
baby.
I didn't even talk to her last night. So.
There's just literally.
I'll just talk to anybody, bro. It's
there's
fight
no
night.
way in hell Russell Wilson only wins 6 games.
Last year he only won 6 games as a starter. Pretty sure. I mean, through
I think
injury,
he only
but
started 8 games.
just saying.
Just saying.
I'm just. Wow, that one just blows my mind. I just don't see it. I think that
That's okay. I mean, that's
as
I'm
far
not-
as receiving core, Russell Wilson is just gonna have too many toys to play around with.
Don't go and ask me to put money on it. You know, I'm not super confident in it, but I'm not
What?
surprised to see it happen.
Where in what world is KJ Hamler, Cortland Sutton, and Jerry Jeudy better than DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett?
James Robinson is officially active.
But
I think
Thank
Jerry
you.
Judy's really good. I
With
think he's
0
never- I
touchdowns?
think he's never had the quarter, but you had fucking Lock there for a few years.
so
Dude, I
finished
think-
with like 600 yards last year. Get a touchdown.
Oh, and
He's Amari Cooper
the
with that's
the
all he is.
situation we were just talking about at Soldier Field. Sorry, I'm trailing off. I got notifications.
You're good.
The situation that we were just talking about at Soldier Field.
You're talking delay.
No, the rain. Period. The 49ers healthy scratched Tyrion Davis-Price.
Really?
scratched who?
Tyrion Davis-Price,
rookie
their
running
rookie.
back.
Yeah.
So that
Hot
leaves-
pick up a dynasty.
That leaves Mitchell and
Sermon? Or no, you guys cut Sermon, didn't
Sermon.
you?
Sermon's
I know.
on the Eagles.
Sermon's gone. Wilson's
Eagles.
gone. So that leaves Mitchell and Debo
Trey.
and
Yeah, but
Trey.
if he carries that ball, you got to pay him.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll get paid.
The
Yeah, but-
Atlanta also healthy scratched.
It's easier to pay
Tyler
receivers
Algier.
these days than fucking quarterbacks. Lamar proved that one. So, but then again, Lamar's asking for Deshaun Watson money plus.
He got offered more, it just wasn't as
It was guaranteed, yeah.
He had more guaranteed than everyone else in the league. Besides
That's all he
Deshaun
wanted.
Watson.
If I'm him, Mahomes, I don't blame him though. I don't blame him. I'd get my whole contract guaranteed too because
Oh yeah.
the only thing though I will say from a team fan standpoint is coming from guaranteed money to a more flexible contract. Like, I mean, the Cousins got his guarantee, but then he's had to flex a lot to make cap room move to where. Once again, Homer reference example here, but Derek Carr, his 2 contracts, last one cost us Khalil Mack. This one helped us keep Max Crosby,
Yep.
help us keep Darren Waller, help us get and sign Devontae Adams to an extension, help us get Chandler Jones in house. Like his contract was team beneficial for the future, and it has less guaranteed money. And it's more maneuverable. It's more money up front, and I'm in support of teams doing that because then as a player, if you get your bag up front, then who cares if you're cut? Like money wise, long term, go invest that shit.
Yeah, and
like you're a millionaire at that point. You can find smarter people than you to handle your money and make money for you.
Yep. And put yourself in Debo's shoes in this situation, being as between him and Kittle, the entire time they've been a duo on that team, they're the Yak Bros, and now putting Debo in his record year last year, being a wide back, and how much contact he's taking and how much is being put on his shoulders, I'd want guaranteed money too. He's putting
if I was Debo, I'd just want a big signing bonus. Once again, get that all up front, but also get some guarantee on the back end too.
Well, every time that he carries the ball, it's like an extra 20,000 on his game check.
Mm-hmm. Good.
No, he's just he's putting a lot on the line by continuing that role, and if he's going to pursue those incentives, cool, but he's also risking that injury. I'd want guaranteed money.
There's a reason the value for running backs now is a lot lower than that for wide receiver, not just in fantasy, but when a running back's age limit is like 27, and you're finding, and it's the talent is just as concentrated as receiver, but you literally have less availability.
Yep.
You can play 3-4 wide receivers in a single play and have them be effective. There's only one running back on the field.
Yep.
You can have a fullback, 2 running back sets, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, there's the cute exceptions for what I just said, but for the most part, average offense, one person will get the handcuff, assumedly, most of the time.
All right. I don't mean to be that guy, gentlemen, but we're running close to game
We are.
day.
We got 15 minutes. All right. Let's talk a couple of final games here. Russ in Seattle, I think that's pretty basic. I think the NFL's focused on that enough. I'm going to pass by. Tampa, Dallas.
Oh,
you're
Tom
good.
Brady by 40. After I just watched his hype, we just watched his hype video. Tanner and I think it's the greatest hype video ever released.
It was pretty fucking great. There was a
He had a
flamethrower.
flamethrower.
He was.
Wait, what? Where
the
is
fucking
this?
flamethrower,
Dude,
dude.
he literally dropped it right in the we watched it. What? It was a minute after he posted it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. This is like, what the fuck?
He was like, year 45. I'm coming back. We have a hell of a team. And I literally looked at Tanner. I was like, Bucks by 40.
Let's watch this here.
It's been a unique off-season, and lately I've been seeing the same
I
question
fucking
on
hated
social
him as a
media.
Patriot.
I love Tampa Tom.
I can give you a long speech, but the answer is actually pretty simple. We've got a hell of a team. I'm still feeling pretty good.
The fucking flamethrower.
The Jets taking off as he throws the ball. It was great.
But I got a soft spot for McCarthy. I know he's not a finisher. He can get you up there. He can get you close to that climax, but he can't finish you.
Is he smashing a watermelon today, yes or no?
Brady?
Like fucking Gallagher?
McCarthy.
Are you asking if he's Gallagher?
You guys didn't hear that story? You didn't hear that story from last year when they went on that wicked losing streak? He brought a watermelon into the locker room and they smashed it, and then they went out and beat the opponents by like 30.
I feel like there's some racism involved in that.
Why? Because he's white, Tanner?
No, because there's a watermelon.
What are you saying? Say it out.
Watermelon?
I love watermelon.
Me as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably my second favorite fruit.
Say it with your chest.
I just did.
Is that because the majority of the NFL is African Americans?
No.
Tanner?
Not on the Rams.
He hyped him up. He hyped
Yeah,
him up.
not the Rams receiving core. That's for goddamn sure. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
usable receiving
Top
core.
top 5 whitest groups of all time. Number 5, the Backstreet Boys. Number 4, the Rams receiving core. Number 3, NFL kickers. Number 2,
benches.
yeah. Number 2, NFL quarterbacks, 2 announcers.
I don't know.
The good quarterbacks, or
NBA benches.
But
yep,
I do
NBA
like
bench
Dallas in
goats.
that game. I do like Dallas in that game. They almost kicked their ass last year.
I actually like Dallas in this game too. I'm taking Dallas over Tampa Bay.
Tom's just hosting a fucking flamethrower, dude.
He
What
is.
does that translate to the field? Flamethrowers don't translate.
Flamethrowers do not directly translate because you can't use weapons in the NFL. No.
Well,
here's where this
Except
translates.
Tom Brady's guns.
Tom Brady last year posted records in yards and completion percentage. Didn't have touchdowns, but that's because they have an amazing ground game out there. Leonard Fournette has been in Tampa Bay what he was always supposed to be in Jaguars, with the Jaguars. And here's the thing with Tom, dude. It's like, at this point, you can't even say the age question. He's gotten just better. When he chooses to retire, he'll be at the top of his game.
Yeah.
And that's the scary part, whether that's this next offseason or 5 years from now. Because if he gets divorced, Tom's playing till he's 50.
Here's my number one.
That's all I'm saying right now. Single Tom Brady plays till he's 50.
Here's my number one reason on my list of reasons why I'm picking Dallas. Dallas is gonna shockingly beat Tampa in probably a fairly high-scoring game, good shootout potential, slugfest, whatever. Tampa's gonna lose. And then all week long on Twitter, we're going to read about Rob Gronkowski. He'll be back by midseason.
No, I think he's retired, especially with everything he's got going on with the UFC now for the ESPN Plus stream.
Fuck that. He won the goddamn 24/7 championship from the WWE 6 months before coming out of retirement. I don't believe shit. I don't believe shit. He vacated that, and 2 weeks later, he was at Bucks practice.
I'm with the whole internet. I don't think Gronk's done. All it takes is the right text message. You know?
I don't. No. Here's the deal.
Gronk.
I think
I'll
Gronk.
let Giselle give you a tuggy if you come back.
Here's my honest opinion with Gronk.
For every tuggy you get, she'll give you a tuggy.
Gronk is Gronk is your
manimal.
Vegas show.
Yeah.
Gronk is there for the good times. Gronk, and to be honest, at this point, deservedly so. He's what WWE has in Goldberg and Brock Lesnar. He's a part-timer, and that's fine, because if you bring him in halfway through the year when everybody else is already juiced out and they're starting to get a little fatigued and tired in the bones, and those bones are starting to hurt, the pain injections are coming about every day now, you're starting to really break down as an NFL football player. And then Rob Gronkowski comes in fucking fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh.
Yeah, that's why I agree. Midseason could happen because Rob just does not like
It's
to
a season
practice.
like this where I really wish, because I'm a big fan of his, I've liked him for his whole career. It's a season like this where I really wish O.J. Howard was still playing there.
He's in fucking what?
Buffalo.
No, Buff cut him.
Oh,
Supposed
you're right.
to go to Cincinnati, and now he is down in Houston.
I thought he was in Cincy.
Nope. Houston ended up snagging him out from Cincy. They thought there was a
right.
deal done in Cincy, and he went out to Houston.
No. Okay, so let's assume Gronk's out all year. He's actually retired. Can Julio finish in the top 25?
Nah.
Top 30, maybe?
Ken? Yes. Will?
Maybe.
No.
Not at all. Not at
He's Julio, dude. He's gonna bop off.
Well, yeah.
Body's gonna start to break down a little bit. He's Julio, unless they sparingly use him. And I'm talking he is a 55% snap share guy. Then yeah, I think it lasts. That's where I think this could work, is because he's not asked to be a number two. He's asked to be a number two option when he is on the field. He can go bar for bar with Mike Evans. I think when Julio is Julio, he still has the juice there, but you have to very much manage when you use Julio.
I see that. I think
He can't go into Tennessee like he did Tennessee, be the number two. He'll get hurt. 45 to 55% snap share. Play him in the slot, play him outside. You play him on third downs. You play him in the red zone. But if you are running the ball, he's off the field.
I think Julio finishes second on the team in touchdowns.
I could see that surprisingly. Like something like stupid stat line of like 52 receptions for like 480 yards, but like 9 touchdowns.
Yeah, well, like take
Red zone heavy target.
Yeah,
because
like-
Julio's always been money in the red zone.
take Gronk's role. You know, he was clutch when you had to move the ball, but he was always the first look in the red zone. So you know, if they get, I'm gonna say,
I still think even in Tampa when Gronk's been there though, that's been Mike Evans. This is always let's make no mistake. Tom Brady's the quarterback there, but this is Mike Evans' team.
Yeah.
It's been Mike Evans. He's been a 1,000-yard receiver every year he's been in the league. I think he's still, for someone people call great, he's still slept on. I think he belongs in the 1A top receivers of the league conversation, and we're not giving him the respect. No one is.
Mike Evans and Chris Godwin will move the chains. And once Tampa Bay hits the red zone, I'm saying by the end of the season, I think Fournette leads them in touchdowns, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Julio right behind him. While, you know, Evans and maybe Evans and Godwin are both posting 1,000+ yard seasons.
Tanner's off in the future right here. All right, boys, we got 5 minutes left. We have to talk my game. We are not ending this show without talking Raiders Chargers. Fuck
do
you
it.
all. Fuck you
Let's
all.
do it.
Just kidding.
All right, Tanner, let's start off with you then. Give your opinions on this game.
Fuck, bud. I bet fucking, yeah, they all go off, dude. You know? Like, fuck.
Is JC in or out? Did they announce yet?
I like
Believe
the
it.
Chargers
Let's
for it,
fucking
though.
check Twitter.
Just like America, I'm with the Chargers on this one.
If JC Jackson isn't in, I'm going with the Raiders. If JC Jackson isn't, I'm going with the Chargers.
He's doubtful.
But- It's gonna be a good
out
game.
inactives. He's on the inactive list.
Oh,
Raiders.
Unlike the Thursday night game, that's going to be a good fucking game.
I'm gonna say fucking Raiders too, just because this is gonna be the first time we get to see Carr and Adams, and I think they're gonna show it.
I think it's gonna be really fun to watch.
I think it is too. But I think it's just one of those week 1 games. You've got guys like Carr and Adams who this is just another game to them. It might as well be week 19, right? And then not saying anything bad about Herbert, but it's a week 1. He's still a fresh young quarterback. And I think the Raiders are going to walk into this one like they're picking up right where they left off.
I'm going to shoot myself here, and everybody can flame me for this. The Justin Herbert's hype train does not need to stop, but it needs to slow down. Because for someone who is now getting called better than Joe Burrow,
Yikes.
he has not won a playoff game. They've averaged 8 wins a year. Every year. He's been started for 3 years now?
This will be his third year.
Or this will be his 3rd year, so 2 years. About 8 wins a year. Came in for that Tyrod Taylor debacle. The Chargers are damn good on paper. Fucking damn good. They are better than the Raiders on paper. I'll say it. I will. I think Max Crosby, Chandler Jones rivals Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack. Obviously, I'll give the edge to our guys, but I'm a homer. Defensively, though, Asante Samuel Jr., Derwin James, they have a scary fucking defense. Kyle Van Noy coming over to play in that defense as well. Kenneth Murray in the middle. They have a really good defense.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really good defense. Mike Williams, Austin Eckler. The only reason I would be scared and kind of am very respectful of who they are this week is they were a hard team last year. 8-4 through the first 12 games. One of the best offenses in the NFL, and they're bringing back literally the same team.
Yeah.
Like Josh Palmer's still there, Mike Williams is still there, Keenan Allen's still there. Here's my thing, and this is not going to be a logical argument whatsoever, but just being an AFC West fan, I've seen the Chargers be this good 18 out of the 20 years, it seems like, back in the Breeze days, and then Rivers and LaDainian Tomlinson, and then the 2011 Chargers, number 1 in defense, number 1 in offense, finished 8-8. Chargers, no. My overall point that you just jumped in and spoiled is they can't finish. They don't. The Chargers are my second most hated team. I have no qualms by stating that I do not like the fucking Chargers. They are next to the Cowboys as far as teams I hate. However, respect is due. I love Khalil Mack. I think they're a goddamn talented team. I think they are fucking scary this year. This game will be a good game. They have the Buffalo Bills factor of motivation.
Because we beat them. They were begging for a tie to make the playoffs, and we beat them by a field goal at the end of overtime. Herbert went off. But obviously I'm picking the Raiders here because they did that against fucking Desmond Trufant as our number 1 cornerback. Nate Hobbs was running his life off in the slot. We got Rocky Sin in-house now. We got Anthony Averett in-house now. Denzel Perryman's back. Divine Diablo's back. Trevon Morrig's back. Jonathan Abrams' back. Ron Harmon's going to be a great piece at safety. But Chandler Jones getting added to that team is deadly. Next to Max Crosby. Max Crosby is
no longer what Khalil Mack was, and that is the fucking focus of the entire offense as far as a blocking scheme goes. And yeah, our offense is our offense. There's some questions, I think, with a new coach coming in. But honestly, I'm of the optimistic point of view that McDaniels finally gives Carr what he's needed his entire fucking career every year outside of 2016 when he had Bill Musgrave, and that's a great play caller.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's been covered. I think it's a great game. I think the Raiders win 38-34.
Notion toit. Yes.
That's
yes.
really,
I would definitely be betting
big
the
point
over.
total.
Honestly, what it's going to come down to is just like chemistry for both of these new teams. Like you're saying, the offense doesn't need to have new chemistry, but the Chargers' defense is going to have to build a new chemistry together.
But there's still the same team, though.
Yeah, but you get building, you bring in J.C. Jackson, you bring in a more dominant pass.
Who's
rusher.
not in today?
Fair, but you bring in a more dominant pass rusher who Joey Bosa's never had on the other side of him to help him out.
Melvin Ingram?
I don't think he's anywhere near the caliber.
No. But I mean, let's not disrespect Melvin Ingram. He's a good pass rusher. He's not Khalil Mack. No,
But I'm saying
no.
but Joey Bosa came in towards like the end of like his dominance, I would say.
Fair.
Like,
Joey
Joey
Bosa
Bosa
superseded
was
him
there-
very fast.
Joey
Yeah.
Bosa was there to replace Melvin Ingram. You know, whereas like this guy is here to like counterpart and be Joey Bosa's like counterpart versus his better than or whatever.
What's
So,
Sorry, go ahead.
with that coming into play, I just think it's all going to go down on the defense. I think both offenses, honestly, are going to do phenomenal. It's what defense slips up first. Because both defenses are great on paper as well. And then
I'm just
agree
excited to
with
have
you, I think
Patrick
it
Graham in
comes-
house.
I
think
closed
comes
it.
to you, it's just one score.
What's the over/under?
52.
52.
Oh, I hammered that all day.
Yeah.
Both teams
Over.
scored at least
Yeah.
27.
See, I did put in the itinerary though. I think surprisingly this could go under on a surprising factor, just off of left field. You have teams that at this point know each other. Like a lot of the starters for both teams, like we have Chandler Jones who's new, guys like Rocky Sin and such, and we're in a new scheme. This is still a lot of familiar players from Week 18 last year playing each other.
I think
lot of familiar players.
My thinking here, and granted, obviously, there's everything you already said. Knowing it as a Raiders fan, you can preach it. I'm going to keep bringing up Devontae Adams because he's my focal point here. For as long as either of these two are active in the NFL, I'm still counting them as the best at their positions. I still think Devontae is the best wide receiver in the league, and I think Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the league. But Devontae obviously not playing with Aaron anymore, playing with Carr. Not that it's Carr's.
It's not the same, but I will say it's second best for not going like Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Like literally someone who's like talent-ish level of Rodgers. Like here's Rodgers, here's Mahomes, and like Josh Allen, like 1A but barely below.
Right.
For a 1B like Carr,
Yep,
it's the best 1B he can play
It's
with.
the confidence. Devontae Adams is
best
gonna
friends.
He's a lot more confident in Derek Carr than he is in Aaron Rodgers, but he also knows the gap in talent. But there's that. I think Devontae goes for 120 to 150, 2 touchdowns. Raiders win 31-28.
It'll be a close game, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's close. It has to be close. This one doesn't get blown out. If it does, I'll either laugh or cry depending on which way the blowout goes. But boys, week 1's here. Let's get down to watching some football. Let's get down to our personal shit, and we'll give out more of these cards next week. To defeat LA's 5th team.
Time to go watch Trey Lance run for 100 yards in
the rain.
And still lose.
And
That's hurtful.
to you.
Even from a Packers fan putting the Bears up.